I've announced that it's going to be for an hour. I've made up other arrangements to be a little bit longer. It's going to be 1 hour, 30 minutes long instead of 1 hour. So it's going to start from 12 until half one. So hopefully it will assist you to at least finish up. Okay. You will notice something here. This following section, it's very straightforward and it's all about minimizing cost because you incur cost whenever you store your inventory. No? Whenever you have to store your inventory, you incur a certain cost. So Remroy firm has developed the following supply, demand, cost, and inventory data. Allocate production capacity to meet demand at minimum cost. So this is what you need to do. You are allocating what? Supply. You allocate your production capacity to meet your demand at minimum cost. So you are reducing the cost here using the transportation method. What is the cost? Assume that the initial inventory has no holding cost at first period. Back orders are not permitted. And back orders are not permitted. Okay. So your initial units are how much? 20 in this case. And they are not subject to holding cost. Okay, you saw that part. The initial inventory has no holding cost. Only after utilizing it, that's where you wanna incur some holding cost. Okay, so now this one is really guys straightforward. So you see that 40, 50, 40. This is what you write at the at the bottom there. So you're gonna say demand. I need to enlarge my pen. It's too thin for me. Now I must make sure that everyone can see what I see. Demand. So these blocks, I'm sure most of you don't have them. Yosh, I'm gonna waste time if I say if I allow you to write to draw down these blocks. However, you can just make lines so in your book, just make lines in your book so that we can at least move it on the same rate. So these P's are stand for period 1, 2, 3, and then your initial inventory will come here. So your initial inventory is gonna come here. So let me just give you some time to it's difficult to maneuver this thing. Yeah, it's difficult. but I guess you can see initial is 20, P1, P2, P3, then you have ROT, ROT. So R is for regular time, OT is overtime, and then you repeat it 3 times, period 1, period 2, period 3. I'm very glad the one cause us to report and know a venue that is utilized by human beings needs to be cleaned at least once a week. It's just a simple thing to do. Yeah. After P3. Okay, after P3 is it's access. It's excess inventory. Excess inventory. Okay, I write very bad, guys. You must forgive me. So meaning over invent, excess. And then this one, you can just say, they like saying total used, but it's more of saying capacity. That's your capacity. Sometimes it's total used, yeah? And then this one is excess inventory, sometimes not used. So, however, to me, I don't really, I'm not that strict with this, no? I'm not strict with this. So, now, then what you're gonna write there below is these figures, 40, 50, 40. So for period one, the demand is 40, 50, 40. Ne? And and to be safe, usually just rather you do this. It says under obviously you're not gonna focus on this capacity. This one is it says it's initial, which is 20, ne? This 20 you can write it there, and then period 1, this one for regular time is 30, and then overtime is 10, and then subcontract is 5, then 35, 12 and 5. 12 and 5. If you fill up this information now, you will see how much difference it's gonna make in your life. And then 30, 10 and 5. Okay, the last one is 30, 10 and 5. Once you have this data written in this column, you need to sum it up. You need to sum it up, né? So it's going to be 20 plus 30 plus 10 plus 5 plus 35 plus 12 plus 5 plus 30 plus 10 plus 5. Then you check your calculator. I don't have 8. What did I do now? 12. 4 is the one of 12. It's 5. Okay. 30, 10, 5. Sharp. 162. 162. So now you quickly add up this. You can tell it's not 162. It's going to be 40 plus 50 plus 40. It gives you 130. Ne? Then 162 minus 130, it's going to be 32. So we are outstanding 32. It's outstanding. So now, meaning that our supply is greater than our demand. This is what you can tell with this whenever you have a shortage. Ne? If I was the one teaching you, now I know it with operations techniques. I don't know under industrial what is it going to be, that module. Whether it's going to be operational research, I just don't know properly these names, you know. I haven't yet got time to be schooled about our department thoroughly. I'm still swimming with the sharks and everybody else who's in the deep end. So I learn day by day. Imagine that. 6 months later, 8 months later. Beauty. Yeah. So that 32, you will see it will come one way or the other. Somebody who's gonna lead us to that 32. So now we have these values there. They're also important. The costs, né? For regular time the cost is 100. For overtime the cost is 150, and then for subcontracting the cost is 200. Okay, so they did say that the cost for initial value, again they did mention that it's 0. Okay, then the cost for this one is going to be 4, then here it's going to be 8. So that's your holding cost now. Then the cost for regular, it's 100. For the overtime it's 150. Then for subcontracting is 200. Then you can do the design like this, and guys, it's not compulsory to have it in this way. This fashion, this one is just luxury. It's still understandable even if you draw a straight line like this. But like this magic thing of mine, straightness, and it doesn't correspond. So I can still see even if you wrote like this. Okay, so if you're under pressure, and it happened that I forgot to give you that table, because I have to give you the table. If it happens that I gave you the table, you can freestyle basically and just write. As long as you have your page always has your horizontal lines. When I just make the thing lines, the lines that are going down, your vertical lines, that's what you need to do. So now you need to compare. First step they want from you. You don't just say I'll put 30 there to make the 40 or whatever. You understand? You compare which one is the highest, is the lowest cost? When you look at 0, you don't count it. You look at 100, 150 and 200. The least cost is 40. It's this one, sorry, it's 100. The least cost is 100. What are we having under 100? We're having a 30. Then what are we having on hand? We're having a 20. Now, how much are we outstanding to make a 40? We are outstanding 20. Now, so now, if you are outstanding at 20, then you just take that 20 that you need, and then the other one, you dump it this side. Which is a 10, we dump it this side, and then obviously this other one, obviously here we have unused again at 10. This one we have another unused 5. Already we are sitting at around about 25 of unused. Yeah? And it doesn't mean that it's not going to work. No, you write it there, preferably with a pencil. Yeah? You write it there, preferably with a pencil, but us, we don't have any problem with you scratching. It is stipulated even in your question, in your rules, or not use a TPX. So just one line to scratch it out, it's not gonna kill anyone. So don't raise your hand there and say, yeah, I'm looking for a pencil. No, just write with the pen of yours. It's not a problem. Actually, it's even better when you scratch the ones we can, when we are looking for those, yeah, the 49.5, and you wanna convert to a 50. This is where we look at, or did this person try or what? Then we give that mark and then convert to a 50, and then we know we are safe. So now already we have things that are moving around, so we are going to repeat the process. This one is going to be 104, it's adding up, né? This one is going to be 154, and then this is 204. The reason why I'm repeating these numbers, it's because of we still have some excess inventory that we might use. Okay, then here we are now starting afresh for period 2. It's 35. Before I say it's 35, I must first say 100. Then 150. Then subcontract of 200. The least here is this one. It's 100. We take the 35. But don't rush to take all of it. You need to know how much are you short. We are short of, we need 50 and we have 35. So we take the entire 35. So we will be remaining with the 0 there. Then other people would make a mistake and say, take a 12. You can't take that 12. You must go and check who's the second least value there. It's 104. 104 had the 10. Né? Then we take that 10 there. Then you come and cancel this thing once. I don't need even to erase it completely. I can just cancel it once. It's more of the calculations. I think it is best to just officially say, write the stuff, then cancel it once if you need it. Then you know now we are sitting at 45. See that? We are now sitting at 45. Then you look who still has something and they are still below, they are still the least cost is 150 there. So this 150 here is the second lowest. Né? So now how much we need from that 150? We need a 5. From that 12, I mean, we need a 5. So it's going to be 7 here. We are remaining with 7, and under 200 we are remaining with 5 because we didn't use this 5. Okay, then now we continue. we can see that, okay, this one is 158. The 200, we're not gonna find ourselves needing the 200. We're not gonna find ourselves needing the 200. So now we're going to look at these other ones that are still outstanding. This one is still outstanding at 154. And then this one is still outstanding at 204. Okay, then now we're trying to balance these ones. Now we're starting afresh on this is period 333, as you can see. So now we have a 30 there, but we need to start by putting our costs 150 and then 200. So now, which one is the lowest here? When you look at this, it's 100. So we take the 30 as it is, and the second least, 154 is not the second least. The second least is this one. Then this becomes a 10, which is making it a 40. Then we are remaining with a 5. Okay, then now we need to make sure for it. Now you can see that we oversupplied by this much. 10 plus 5 plus 7 plus 5 plus 5, and the answer is 32. We've oversupplied by 32, so we are finding it here on this row. We are finding it on this row. These ones 10, 5 and 7 and 5 and 5, they are now giving us this 32. Then I can simply remove my star to make that would remind me to say, hey, Pella, that 32 is it's not what we could prove. Now the system is balancing. Now the system is balancing. We have a 40 plus 50 plus 40 plus 32, which gives us 162. Now they've balanced the supply and demand. If you need to appreciate the fact that if you oversupply something, you are going to have a stagnation of customers not willing to take that product. Again, there is no one on this earth could accept extra. Let's say you go on Takealot, you order one iPhone and then they bring two, and then they say this one you must pay that and there by your gate there address. They demand you to pay 16,000 rands. You won't agree again because you ordered only one. So there are repercussions for over producing. You need to be able to store it, and when you store it, you incur costs. Okay, you incur costs. So if I show this in an exam, you can see how straightforward, well explained. Okay, yeah. So now we're going, so this thing gets harder based on the number of periods it gives you. One thing I picked up, it gets difficult based on the number of periods that it's given to you. So in this case, we're having another one. So you can see that there's our demand here, and there's our costs here. Production cost, I think it's equivalent to the regular. Yeah, this is production cost on regular time, and then this one is overtime 1,300, and then this one is 1,500 on subcontracting. However, there's something I forgot important, guys. Should remind me. Forgot a very important thing there. very important thing. Apologies for that. I need to make sure that I include this thing. So 20 multiplied by 100 again. So 20 multiplied by 0, this one's first. This one first. 20 multiplied by 0 is 0 again. So even if you don't indicate it, it won't hurt anyone. Then you're done with this line. You come this side plus 104 multiplied by 10 plus you go to 35 multiplied by 100 plus 5 multiplied by 150 plus 330 multiplied by 100 plus 10 multiplied by 150 equals to, so now you need to find your cost. You need to find your cost, which is going to be 20 times 100 plus 104 times 10 plus 35 times 100 plus 5 times 150 plus 30 times 100 plus 10 times 150. Yeah, sorry about that, which is giving me 11,700. I don't think this is correct. Let me verify it. 20 is 900, 104 and 10 is, then 35 and 100 is 5 and 150 is 30 and 100, 10 and 150. Okay, so it says 1179. Are you getting the same answer? 1179 0. This is what I got today. Okay, so now when you do this, as we have done initially, stick to P's. I'm lecturing when I was writing this last semester for another group. P1, P2, P3, P4. Then we have excess, depending. In order for us to prove, you can't prove that we have excess or not. Just write it, excess and capacity. You can't prove that we have excess or not. There is another one that says ending inventory. Okay? I think immediately after this one we're gonna jump to it, the one that says ending in excess inventory. So now it looks like we do not have initial inventory. So if we don't have initial inventory, it's not a problem. However, we do have these big figures there: 985 1310 and 1500. Okay, these are your costs. All right, then obviously the holding cost is $100. So we need to also look at the demand. I need to zoom out because okay, so it's 255,294,321 301. So there's your demand there. There's your demand there. Demand. So 255 plus 294 plus 321 plus 301. I see a 1171. So this is what I have currently. I haven't yet balanced again. I'm going to balance now and see what am I getting. But now I'm going to do the capacity as we did. So the capacity goes like this. Two, three, 5, 20, not 220. Sorry, I'm saying something and I'm doing something. 20, and then 12. So you need to make sure that for month 1 it corresponds every time with the data that, like your overtime, whatever stuff, yeah, they must always correspond. Then 255 24 and 15. Okay, and then 290 26 15. 290 26 and 15. I must fix my 26. Then 324 17. 324 17. Then we add them up. 235 plus 20 plus 12 plus 22 plus 255 plus 24 plus 15 plus 290 plus 26 plus 15 plus 300 plus 24 plus 17, and I'm getting 1233. I'm getting 1233. So we are having an imbalance system again. 171, and we're needing 62 here to complete to balance this. So we need to also prove it that we are in the right track. We need to prove it. For this exercise, I won't show you the total cost, because you can see that it's very long. This is not a question. My aim is to show you straightforward question. I'll give you straightforward questions in the test. I don't have any desire to complicate life, even my own. The smart we think we are, we need to remember that that's what you must mark at the end of the day. So now, which one is the least here? We have 900 as the least, and it has 235 units in it, 235 units, and what is actually required is 55. So the second is 20. Second is 20. 1310. Oh, and then the other one is 1500. Okay. Visibility is everything. 1500. So I couldn't see that part. So now this 235 plus 20. They're giving us 255. So this one is sorted at 255. Right. Then now we move right along. We have 12 on hand. So you can bring it here. 12 on hand. This 1500 is too big, so you can ignore it in terms of placing to rewriting here. You can ignore it. You don't need to write it again, because 1500, it's almost unlikely that you might need to use it. Then, however, these other ones are utilized to full capacity, which is good. Then, now, the next one, which requires 294, we have 985 1310 1500. So if we require 294, the 255, we take it as it is, and perhaps the 24, you might need it, all of it also. 24, you add the 255 plus 24, you're getting 179. Let's go back and prove. We need in 195. Okay, 255 24. Okay, we're getting 179, 279 I mean. So my 294 minus my answer, I'm remaining with 15. I need 15. And then when I look there, I have 15. Here's your 15 here. I need 15. Then you utilize that 15 as a whole. There's that 15. I got the 15. So now I move right along. Now I need 321. 321. I have a 290 there. I need to start afresh. 985 1310 and 1500. So 290 as a whole number there, right? And the whole of 26, I believe you must take it as a whole. You need to add it. 290 plus 26, it's lending me at 136, at 136 again. So 26. So how much are we needing? Okay, 321. We're needing 321. So 321 minus your answer is equals to 5. So now we are looking for a 5, and you can get a 5 from here. That's your 5, and then you are remaining with a 10. You are remaining with a 10. Then this one, 301 now. 301. Okay, so when you're dealing with this 301, you can ultimately see that this 985 1310 1500, we are needing the 300 as it is, and then we're needing 1 from this. This one leaves 23, this one leaves the 17, and we add them up, these ones. 12 plus 10 plus 23 plus 17 equals to 62. It adds up. Then you do that mathematic thing, and you're gonna get the total cost. There's another one that is very interesting, that this one I believe is the last one. Okay, the next one is going to be your homework. Homework, this one. So there's your homework, number 1315. That's your homework, 1315. ke homework 30 15 homework. Then the last one for the day is this one. The last one for the day is this one. It's from Jose Martinez of El Paso. Has developed a polished stainless steel tortilla machine that makes it a showpiece for display in Mexican restaurants. He needs to develop a 5-month aggregate plan. His forecast of capacity and demand is as follows. Okay, so we have regular time of stable 150, né? And then we have varying demands, and we have overtime, and we have subcontracting of 100 units, and you have your prices there. Okay, and your thing is 3. However, they say ending inventory required is 20. Ending requirement ending inventory is 20. So you're gonna do your 5. I don't know why I always say D. I guess I did say I was amateur when I was doing this. So this is done 5 times, guys. This is done 5 times, and you're gonna have P1, P2, P3, P4, and P5. Ending inventory there, and then excess. You see that? Ending inventory and excess. The ending inventory is going to come here of 20. So we have ending inventory of 20. So I'm gonna write it on the bottom there. So this one I won't say draw it with me because I've already prepared it. I found it a little bit long, so I've already prepared my numbers there on the capacity side. My table is already populated, so I have 150 plus 20 plus 100 plus 20 plus 150 again plus 20 plus 100. So the subcontracting is fixed at 100 also. Then plus 150 plus 10 plus 100 plus 150 plus 10 plus 100 plus 150 plus 10 plus 100. So I'm getting around about 1,320 there. 1320. Okay. 150 plus 160 plus 130 plus 200 plus 210. They're giving me around about 850, which is not a problem. They are giving me around about 850, and I know that with that 850, I'm going to need the 220 that they're talking about plus 20, so it becomes 870. So 1320 minus my answer, we're going to need around about think it's going to be 430 here. So it's all of them plus the 20 I get plus the substitute. So it's around about 430. Let me confirm it. 150, no. 850 plus 20 plus 430. Oh no, it's 450. I'm wrong. Yeah. So it's 450. Okay. Then now we go up above them. When we come here, the 100 is the least cost. 100 is our least cost. And what is our demand is, this one is long, you can tell even when I'm 150. So then what is our, that is 150 to 150. We don't have initial starting, so that is 150. That one is done, né? Then we are remaining with this one, the 20 and the 100. Okay, the 20 and the 100 is access. 20 and 100, those becomes your access. 20 and 100, they become your access. Then because if we don't know how much are we going to be affected this side, so we do the 128, if not mistaken, 128 and then 138. So now we then come below here, 100, 125, 135. Close this, you close that. Then we need to compare. There we have 150. How much do we need? We need 160. We need 160. No. What am I saying? Yeah, we need 160, but we have 150. So at least it has pushed us. So we need a 5. When I look who's the second list, it's 125. It's not 128, it's 125. So our 10 is coming from here. Our 10 is coming from here. Then it becomes 160. Then we are having excess of 20 and excess of 100. All right. Then we move right along. We are starting to realize that the subcontract, we might not really need it much. What we are most likely to need is with the overtime. So the overtime here, we're going to say 128 for this one in case we need it. So then we come here, 100, 125, 135. So once you are holding this information, you know that how much do we need? We need a 130. Already we are oversupplying there because of its 150. So we take 130, you leave the rest this side. There is a 20 here from the 130. There's a 20 and there is a 10 and there is a 100, and there's a chance that this one we might use it. 103, 128. Then only the ones that are occupied, that's what I mark. And if you do a mistake, unfortunately, you're going to attract penalties. Because I noticed in the past, people were just balancing this thing. As long as you have right numbers in the column, I don't want that. I want you to do it correctly as I taught it. Otherwise, if I find you trying to balance things, unconstitutionally, I'll have to penalize. I won't play. So now, we are moving to fourth with 100, 125, and 135. So we are aware that we need a 200. However, we have a 150. We have a 150. Nice thing is that the second lowest is a 20. There's your 20 there, because it was the second lowest. We have a 20, so the 20 is now gone. Then we cancel it out. The third lowest is 125 at 10. We have your 10 there. So that is your 180. So you need a 20 now. A 20 will come from this 100 here. There's 100 here of subcontracting. There's 100 of subcontracting. However, there's a 128 here. 128 there. You remember when I said you are most likely to, there's a 128 there. There's a 128. So you need to consider this 128 before you go to 135. Which is a 10. That is outstanding. That is a 10. You cancel it out. So now, how much do we have now? It's a 190 if not mistaken. Now we have a 190. So we need a 10. So the 10 will come here. A 10 will come here, and this one is going to be remaining as a 90 because a 10 comes from there. Right. Then almost everything is occupied as we are going to period 5. Almost everything is used up. So for the 210 now, mm, 100, 125 and 135. So 150. Okay, and then that is a 10, and then so we need a 50. 150 plus 50 is 200 plus 10 to 10. So this is good, and then we are remaining with the 50 here. We are remaining with a okay, we are remaining with a 50, and then we are remaining with a 50. That's your 90. So this thing is not yet balanced because we haven't yet satisfied the 20. You see that? We haven't yet satisfied the 20 there. This 20 is not yet satisfied. So in order to satisfy the 20, because we are remaining with the 50, you're going to say, okay, I give you the 20, and obviously what will be outstanding now from the 50? 20 minus 50 is going to be a 30. And at the end, you need to be able to say 50 plus 20 plus 30, they must always give you 100. So on the line of capacity, you get it with everything that is on this side. Everything that is in the side must be able to give you your 100. And there's your 100. You are finding it. So now what we are trying to prove, the 450, are we getting it? This is what we're trying to prove now. We're gonna zoom out and go from the top. we're going to zoom out and go to the top. So we have a 20 plus 100 plus 20 plus 100 plus 100 plus 90 plus, okay, I will leave it as one. I'm getting a 430 after adding that 90. Y plus 30. I'm getting a 460. So I need to make sure that things make sense. I'm going back again. 20, 100, 20, 100, 100, and then 90. Something is obviously wrong somewhere. So because we're getting a 460, then we need to go back and analyze where did we go wrong. Yes, you got a 450. Okay, that's the correct answer. However, I need to go back and find out where did I go wrong. Okay, and I got where I got wrong. Here it's supposed to be a 10 because you see we've used this. So you always go back and check your access and your access, whatever that is that you are supplying plus your access must give you your capacity. Only this one. If you say 20 plus 10 plus 20, you're getting a 30. So that is that is incorrect. Then this becomes a 10. So 10 plus 10 becomes a 20. So now one of my 20s here must go and becomes a 10, and then we're getting a 450. We're getting a 450. Then after that, you are going to add the totals now. 150 times 100, 150 times 100, 10 times 125. You add them, you add them, you add them, you add them until the last. And obviously the ones that doesn't have any figures to multiply with, you don't add them. How do I usually mark? I mark the ones with the data like this. 1, 2. I'll use a different color. One, two. One, two, 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 and 1, 2, and 1, 1, and access also that, and that, and that's important. So it's going to be 2, that is a 6, that is a 10, that is a 2, 4, 6, 8, 18, 20, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, roughly 34 marks here. But I'll give you a simpler one that goes to around about 20, 24. Yeah. So this exercise, guys, officially is in the exam. I'm not saying this question. I'm saying aggregate planning of transportation, it's in the exam. Meaning that you are not writing it next week in the test. Because the test is already in the oven. It's been cooked already. It's done. I just need to go print it. And I didn't include this. But I wanted to teach it thoroughly so that I know when the exam comes. And the first one, the main exam, the first one, this is going to come with roughly, I put it around about 26, mostly tops. Around about 26 marks. So you should be able to take that 26 home. If you entered with a very good mark, with that 26, you need how much? 14 additional marks to pass, because I can pass with the 40. And maybe it's about time we remind you guys, make it a point that you beg that 40. Referring to those ones who thinks that they've already had a distinction. Your distinction can be a second opportunity. You know that you qualify there with a 99, you fail to get a sub minimum. They call it sub minimum. Failed because of they failed to obtain the sub minimum. And you go to the second opportunity, meaning that you must now study again, whereas you could have just passed. And that time your average is sitting at 70, but you failed the module. They call sub minimum. I don't know how they capture it, but it is sub minimum. If you didn't pass the exam, you can't pass the module. So make it a point, even if you pass very well your semester mark, you still put enough effort to at least get a 50 in that exam. And you know that if you fall back, you'll fall at the fold. And it's so sad when a person who qualified with an 84, they didn't write good to a point where even when you're trying to resuscitate them, there's nothing you can do. Like, oh, it's so bad. They're running around up my date. You can tell this person is intelligent, but they underestimated the exam and they gave less effort. But the nice thing is you can do it again at VUT and still obtain your distinction. So yeah, with that said, I have a lot of time between my class now and the next class, but I cannot keep you any longer. What I can do is maybe to say, do we have any questions?